Good morning. Welcome to the Long Live Alternative Parties podcast. Free Press Media Press Inc., an alternative parties books publisher, sponsors this podcast. I'm Andrew Bouchard. Good morning, friends. My mother asked me what I thought of RFK Jr., so I'd like to share with you what I think about him, and also consequently what I think about Cornel West. We are the Alternative Parties podcast, so that's our first priority, alternative parties here. I support maverick candidates, independent candidates. I wrote poetry about it. There are some advantages to voting for and supporting alternative parties over independent candidates. Howie Hawkins said, for example, you know what they stand for to some degree when they represent a party. Usually, they belong to a party, you have to subscribe to certain principles, at least a limited amount of principles. There's variations, of course, yet people have principles of certain parties. So you get a ballpark idea what someone stands for. If someone's a member of the Republican Party, for example, they're probably not going to be a Marxist-Leninist. Likewise, if someone's a member of the Green Party, they're probably not going to be a staunch right-winger. So Howie Hawkins has a point that it's very good to have parties to show people where you stand in a ballpark. Also, some people say there's advantage that you have resources and backing to support you when you're with a party. Some candidates like RFK Jr. have the resources themselves, yet most people don't, so parties are beneficial in that way. Jonathan Martin, who we interviewed on this podcast, he wrote the book called Progressive Third Parties. He said that he wasn't for the Cornel West campaign because the Cornel West campaign wasn't building a party. He was saying that after Cornel West runs this election, there's going to be nothing there to take its place. Cornel West did start with the Green Party, as we all know, yet for his reasons, I asked on one of our daily polls why you thought he left the Green Party. It's very important to have a party there. We want to build parties. So I like what Jonathan Martin had to say about that. If an independent candidate won, would it be a victory for our team? If RFK Jr. wins or if Cornel West wins, would it be a victory for our side? I would say yes. They're not exactly the same as alternative parties, yet we support them. They're better than the alternative, most definitely. So it's going in the right direction. Perhaps we could say not everybody can be in an alternative party, as great as alternative parties are, so there could always be a place for independent candidates. So therefore, it depends in some circumstances. It depends what they stand for. It depends on the ideology. I've looked at RFK Jr. stuff, and some people will say he's left on this and right on that. So in one sense, you could say that's good. Maybe he's transcending the system that has two sides, which a lot of our friends oppose. Or you could also say maybe some would say he's too moderate, he's too wishy-washy. So it depends on how you look at it. It would be awesome if he beat Joe Biden and Donald Trump if none of our candidates could do it. So it could be a good thing. I wish he would affiliate with an alternative party. I wish Cornel West didn't leave the Green Party. Maybe he could come back. I doubt he will, but it's a possibility. So friends, what do you think about RFK Jr. and Cornel West and other independent candidates for that matter? Kindly let me know. How are you advancing alternative parties today? Long live alternative parties. Goodbye.